Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the fan favorite characters within the Skywalker saga is without a doubt Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill in the original trilogy films by George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now currently in a phase of desperation and damage control to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to Star Wars. What they really want to do at the end of the day is that they want to regain the Star Wars fans that walked away from Episode 9 and Episode 8, and what Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy had done to the overall sequel trilogy. So, when we look at George, John, and Dave, there's a lot of hope for the future because, let's face it, they're going to bring back a majority of Star Wars legends. They're also going to be bringing in a lot of new Star Wars characters that will connect to the Legends core. And I think that when we look at everything related to the fact that Kathleen Kennedy is only working on one Star Wars TV show alone, that goes to show everybody that there's a lot of work being poured in to this actual new universe, given that Kathleen Kennedy has nothing to do with it pretty much. So, moving on from this, everything that has to do with Mark Hamill, alright, it's a very interesting, side of the story, everything what's going on with Mark Hamill, behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm, and everything that has happened with Star Wars overall. Now, what is intriguing about all of this is that with the sequel trilogy now over, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are indeed developing new Star Wars projects for Disney+. However, it's described that as of right now, behind the scenes, many changes are indeed being made over at Lucasfilm to ensure that Star Wars can live on to become successful once again. Mark Hamill, however, is said to have a big grudge against Kathleen Kennedy, still over a major reason with Star Wars Episode 9. It's described that at one point in time, Mark Hamill had filmed a very important scene for the third act of the movie for Episode 9 that was going to involve Luke Skywalker coming back to life temporarily to help both Ben Solo and Rey fight Palpatine. Now, let's stop right here for a second. In case you guys did not know, there was going to be a very big moment in the first cut of Episode 9 that did indeed involve Luke Skywalker coming back to life to help Ben Solo and Rey as they were struggling to fight the Sith Lord. So, when we look at Episode 9, this movie had a lot going for it. Mark Hamill had every reason to feel very much upset over the fact that this scene was cut entirely because of Kathleen Kennedy. There's more to this. We're going to get into that in just a second. But this scene was really going to tap into the Wills, who are godlike beings, these deities, if you will, that watch over the entire Star Wars universe. Moving on. So further, alright, it's explained that this was a scene that was partially shot before Kathleen Kennedy deleted the sequence and refused to even let Hamill's scene become a part of the Blu-ray edition. Further, it's noted that Hamill nearly quit Star Wars Episode 9 at the time when Kathleen Kennedy deleted the big scene that he was working on with George Lucas and J.J. Abrams. So keep in mind that this was a scene that was being done by J.J. Abrams and George Lucas to really give a very magical moment at the very end of Episode 9. And you could see that they wanted to do incredible things. J.J. Abrams even wanted to keep Ben Solo alive until Kathleen Kennedy kept on forcing JJ to kill off Ben Solo, to end the Skywalkers forever, at least as far as the movies go. And I think that was honestly, a big impact on J.J. Abrams' mindset when it came to this actual movie and why there were so many inconsistencies when it came to the reshoots. So, it gets even more interesting is that, Hamill was very upset over the fact that Kathleen Kennedy deleted the entire segment, as it once had a main thing to do with the meaning of the title of Episode 9 before George Lucas and his scene was deleted. Now, the scene was also going to use next-generation CGI techniques in order to do something incredible with the visual effects for Star Wars. Mark Hamill was very close to walking off set of the film once Kathleen Kennedy made this call. So, keep in mind here is that Mark Hamill, almost quit Star Wars because of this actual, this call by Kathleen Kennedy, this main problem between Kathleen Kennedy and Mark Hamill because of altering the third act of Episode 9 drastically. You can only imagine, right? being an actor like Mark, knowing that the character that you once actually acted as in the 70s and 80s was going to really get some form of redemption for the Star Wars fans by bringing him back to life, at least for a moment or two, by the Wills, who were actually going to really give us a more in-detail look as to what that side of the universe would have really looked like. So, like I've said before in the past, I think that Kathleen Kennedy obviously, once again, does not know what she's doing with Star Wars, and I'm very much thankful the fact that she is only working on one TV show as we speak, and that's it. So yeah, guys, like I've said before in the past, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.